I'm going to talk a little bit more about the vagus nerve and how to tone it. So we talked about in the previous video how it influences your breathing, your digestive function, your heart rate, which goes back to kind of that situation with when you're in that state of rest and digest. So all of which can be a huge impact actually even on your mental health. Think about that. What happens when you have anxiety? Your heart rate increases, your breathing increases, and it affects your gut as well. Sometimes it goes through you faster, like I've talked about in my digestion and stress video. So what you really need to pay attention to is how you actually tone your vagus nerve. So increasing your vagal tone activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which we don't want it to be in fight or flight all the time. We're having more. If you have more vagal tone, that means that your body can relax faster after you have been under stress, and you want that. You want to be able to have. It's kind of like that mind over matter situation, right? So the more you increase that vagal tone, the more physical and mental health benefits or improvement that you're going to have. So it does reduce stress when you're able to tone up your vagus nerve. So it reduces our heart rate and our blood pressure. It changes the function of certain parts of the brain and stimulates digestion, which I've already discussed. And studies have even shown that the vagal tone is passed on from mother to child. That's huge. Like I I said I was gonna kind of talk about this in one of my previous videos. So if a mom is depressed uh, and she has anxiety or she's more of an angry person while she's pregnant, a lot of times she's experiencing low vagal activity. So once that woman gives birth to the child, the newborn born also has that low vagal activity and low dopamine and serotonin levels. So this could affect that child astronomically for mental health reasons in the future. We don't want that. So your vagal nerve can be measured your vagal tone can be measured by tracking certain biological processes such as your heart rate, your breathing rate, and your heart rate variability. So when your heart rate variability is high, your vagal tone is also high, and they're correlated with each other. So if your vagal tone is low, don't worry. You can actually increase it, and you can stimulate that vagus nerve. And I'm going to talk about how. So that this will allow you to effectively respond to those emotional and psychological symptoms of your brain and your mental health. So believe it or not, for some people with treatment resistant depression even, so people who have had a very, very hard time with depression and they're finding that a lot of things aren't helping. They've tried medication, they've tried, a lot of other things. The FDA has actually even approved a surgically implanted device that periodically stimulates the vagus nerve. That's profound. But you don't need to go down this route. You can actually enjoy benefits of toning up your vagus nerve and stimulating that naturally. So I'm going to give you some good ideas of how you can do that. There's an increased popularity for taking cold showers. And I can maybe do a video on that as well. I myself have not had the guts, I guess, to quite get there, but a cold exposure is actually one of the ways you can stimulate your vagus nerve. So taking that cold shower, even if you try and do it for the very last 30 seconds of your shower, it can actually be beneficial. So deep and slow breathing, we know that helps decrease cortisone levels as well. So try that. Singing, humming, tapping, and gargling. So the vagus nerve is connected to your vocal cords and the muscles at the back of your throat. So when you sing and hum And you can do tapping as well, like this, and you can tap at the back where your vagus nerve actually is. And I'm sure if you Google it, you could probably find some really good YouTube videos on how to do that. You can also gurgle with just water. If you're just drinking some water, gurgle a little bit before you swallow it. Probiotics have been also proven to be helpful because it helps that gut bacteria, and it improves brain function by affecting the vagus nerve. Meditation is a favorite for many for relaxation techniques, and this can actually help stimulate the vagus nerve, and it increases vagal tone. Omega-3 fatty acids, so you can take it in a pill, or you can eat some salmon or other fish, and that is actually helpful as well. And I know I've talked about exercise in another video, but exercise is always good. It increases your brain's growth hormone, and this supports the brain's mitochondria, and it also helps reverse cognitive decline. Exercise is amazing, guys, and we all know that people who experience mental health issues say that exercise, and I know that it helps me as well. It just puts me in a good mood with all those endorphins. Massage. Research has also shown that massage can stimulate the vagus nerve and increase vagal activity and vagal tone. So massages are good. Socializing and laughing. Something that we haven't had the opportunity to do too much in the past little while because of COVID-19. So we need to get out there. That statement of social distancing, it should have always been physical distancing. We should never be socially distancing ourselves from anyone. We need that socialization, and we need to be able to laugh, and that reduces your body's main stress hormone, and which is cortisol, and it also stimulates the vagus nerve. Guys, you need to have connections with people. That it is so important, and they do say that laughter is the best medicine. So get connected with your friends, socialize, and if you're wanting to continue to do the physical distancing, you need to do that for your own mental health. So stay safe, guys, and get out there and tone up that vagus nerve.